Drew Barrymore, more celeb news, has decided, no, you know what? She doesn't care about the WGA strike. She doesn't care about writers because it's time to work, guys. We need to go back to doing the Drew show. So here she is. This is her statement on Instagram. It is mwah in terms of tone deafness. So blah 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 blah. I made a choice to walk away from the MTV Film and Television Awards because I was the host and it had a direct conflict with what the strike was dealing with. And this was back in the day, in which was studio streamers, film, and television. It was also in the first week of the strike, and so I did what I thought was the appropriate thing. Oh, this is the beginning of the strike at the time, to stand in solidarity with the writers. And to be clear, our talk show actually wrapped on April 20th, so we never had to shut down the show. However, I am also making the choice to come back for the first time in this strike for our show. That may have my name on it, but it's bigger than just me. I own this choice. We are in compliance with not discussing or promoting film and television that's struck of any kind. We launched live in a global pandemic. Our show was built for sensitive times and has only functioned through what real world is going through in real time. So effectively, like, we want to report on the strike from a scab ass show. Hold that thought. I want to be there to provide what writers do so well, which is to bring us together or help us make every sense of the human experience. I hope for a resolve for everyone. I hope for a resolution, you dumb, for everyone as soon as possible. We have navigated difficult times since we first came on air, and so I take a step forward, start on season 4 once again with an astute humility.
And also, I think further down in that statement, her reps or whatever of the show said that they aren't going to perform anything that writers would do. And so they're in compliance with the WGA strike. So you're trying to tell me that you're going to have a talk show where nobody's writing anything? What are you talking about?
No. And also, like, how many, like, if Drew Barrymore is doing that, and Drew Barrymore, I mean, this show especially needs writers because she's not a comic, she's not a host, she's an actress who was just because of her name, got this show. Whereas
So you're trying to get us to believe that Drew is going to write everything that comes out of her mouth?
Yeah. So, but ultimately, they're all going to be scabs. Meanwhile, you've got like Stephen Colbert, who could feasibly do the show himself. Maybe, I don't know. Like, you know, if you want to put it to talent on talent in terms of like, you know, who could lean a show, I would, you know, him, Kimmel, others who are striking, and they're not doing this shit. It is so wild to me. And what's so funny, this is more context. So she's saying that she's using the show to heal, to bring us together. And yet during her first taping, which was, I believe, yesterday, they did before, WGA did Picket, and they were giving out buttons to the live studio audience members, some of whom did not know that there was a strike. A lot of people, they come visit LA. I think it's filmed in LA. They don't know there's a strike, right? That's fine, you know? So they like grabbed some buttons and they went into the show. Guess what happened next? Producers flipped out, took their buttons,
kicked them out
of the show. Kick them out of the show. Can't be here for the live taping. So miss me with bringing people together.
That's humility for you. I mean,
so
it's so consistent with the statement that they put out.
Right. And the best part is they joined the picket line, I think. So like after they get kicked out, they join the picket line.
I mean, here's the thing. I would appreciate if these people who are filming, breaking the show, if you would just come on and say, fuck y'all. Like, just, I mean, just, you didn't need to write that whole thing. Like, you didn't need to say all of that. Say what it is, Drew.
Just
like, I'm gangster like that. Like, I don't give a damn about none of y'all. We gonna do this. Like, that's what we want to hear. That's real. Like, this other stuff you saying doesn't make any sense.
Oh my God. Don't you kind of wish she would? Because then, I mean, Ron Perlman himself would descend on that motherfucking studio. Because can you imagine? She's just like, I hope you do lose your house. Like, I mean, look, I've been to the picket line once, but I am going again.
Thing is she doesn't need them. She doesn't need this. That's what's crazy. It's not like they plucked some random person who needed a talk show and some money and some clout. Like, she doesn't need it.
No, I know.
She doesn't need the money. So I'm just baffled. I don't understand.
Well, you know what? That's what's so annoying. And this is just me kind of like just getting mad generally. But I work in a lot of like unscripted stuff. So I will like go out for correspondent roles or host roles and whatnot. And you know, usually you can be like a correspondent, like or National Geographic. I work with them, correspondent. But lately, in the last like 5 to 10, it's like, no, we don't really care about a correspondent with no name recognition. We want the celeb. So Will Smith's got to be the narrator for
Okay.
like this, whatever, like Big Bang
Right.
documentary on Nat Geo. Like
Yes.
it's got to be like Stanley Tucci's got to host the show on CNN, even though nobody knew fucking Bourdain and I know Bourdain.
They
But you know
want
what I'm
they
saying?
want a guaranteed audience built in, right? They don't want
Yes.
to have to curate an audience
No,
and
they don't
this
want to take a
person comes
chance on
with it.
anyone new. They want existing IP, and that goes for like big celebrities too. So you're 100% right that Drew didn't need this show. She definitely didn't need the money. She did it because they offered it to her. I mean, you have Busy Phillips, whose show got canceled, and because people probably didn't know enough about Busy Phillips, but they didn't give her enough time to
Right.
like grow and make the show better and like get to know people.
Yeah.
So it's just like, guys, it's so sick. And right now with the strikes, I like apparently, and I'm no
Well,
fan.
in this climate that we have right now, like we could never have had a Ricky Lake or a Jenny
Oh my
Jones
God,
or
no,
Phil
exactly.
Donahue or an Oprah or because everybody has to come to a talk show already famous.
Yes. That's 100% correct.
That's
And
sad.
like kudos to these, all white dudes, late night show hosts, all white men. They are talented. They did work their way. They're comics, they're improvisers, whatnot. But like, there is still that's still a blockade of white dudes. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.